What up? What up? Welcome into another OG show. We got the whole crew here to talk about the Western Conference Finals Game 5. And I wish it was I wish we didn't have a show because I know we all took a hit on Tuesday.
God damn.
so
Damn.
we got to bounce back today on this game. And I'll go around the horn. Dutch, I know how the NBA treated you on Tuesday, but how you doing today?
The NBA is a hell of a drug. And you looking at the plugs. Yeah, man. Yeah, goddamn. If we can forget about something, I'd like to forget the fuck about Tuesday. Cause that shit right across the motherfucking chin. Unfortunate. Shout out to Big Cat. He finally showed up in one of these games, and we seen if he can play like that, Minnesota will be hard to beat. But we'll talk about it. Luka. Who really was MIA in Game 4 was Kyrie. Kyrie was. We've talked a lot about Uncle Drew. Well, that was Nana Boo, some shit. That was not Uncle Drew. God damn it, that was not Uncle Drew on Friday or on Tuesday in Game 4. The NBA though, man, they needed some more games. Bobano was very upset about until June 6th. And you know what? The NBA said, let's do something about it. Let's extend this motherfucker a little bit longer. But yeah, man, ready for tonight. I have a feeling now everybody's kind of switched back. Now I see all this Minnesota love. It was a lot of love for Dallas Game 4. Now it's all Minnesota Game 5. So we'll talk about it. But I expect Luka the motherfucker Don and them boys to definitely have a better outing than Game 4.
Yeah, if we will talk about it, but if we just go by what we saw in that last game, I can understand why everybody likes Minnesota. But Bano, how you doing here today? What do you think about what you saw?
The difference was the star players finally played like stars in Game 4 for Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns arrived at the series, was aggressive, took it more to the hole. And look, he did shoot a lot of threes again, but this time he made them, and credit to him. He finally, got red hot from beyond the arc, and he couldn't buy a shot, from three-point range prior to that. So that was the difference in the game. They caught Luka Doncic on a bad night from him, and he took ownership of it after the game. Saying he'd take full accountability and responsibility for it. So you put it all together, and Minnesota, that's why they were able to stay alive, force this Game 5. And again, we'll see if they can make this series a little bit more interesting with a win again tonight.
We shall see. Wham Bam, how you feeling today? What do you think about what you saw?
Yeah, a lot of what everyone was already saying. I felt shout out to the chat first off foremost, man. Eric, Brandon, Ocean the Great, Tone, Top Shelf. You already know. We appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all to death, Brandon. Can't wait. Happy to hell to be here, but man, we definitely rather not be here for sure. You know what I mean? But yeah, so after yesterday, yeah, I had that Kyrie too. I did take a little stab at Kyrie yesterday. The last game, and obviously that was a flat game. And then we did have Nas Reed. That was flat as well. So even though everybody else was cooking, except for Nas Reed, so that was terrible to look there because but I would say this, and before we go into the breakdown, it is interesting that Kyrie had to say to the reporters or whoever he was talking to in the shoot around that this is their Super Bowl and this is just a regular game to us. And once I seen that, I fucking thought like, I don't like that. I just don't like that type of attitude. I don't like that comment before the game. And then of course, they fucking lose. So that's something that he literally said, and I just stomached that. I just stomached that, and I watched it in the play out. It was annoying. So it's good to be here with y'all, though, man. We're gonna definitely make something out of it. We're gonna get to this bag today for sure.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, and we'll get right into it here. Mavs and T Wolves. Wolves 4.5 point favorites. Total looks like 209.5. Lively, still game time decision. He did go through shoot around, I believe, though. So maybe they can get him back on the court. But just piggybacking off what you were saying there, it absolutely looked like Dallas came out flat. Energy wasn't there. They weren't playing any kind of defense. And on the flip side, Minnesota played hungry. Minnesota finally, I was completely wrong. They finally found something defensively, and it worked. They were able to stop them from those easy little floaters in the mid range and from those little middies, and they were able to stop the lob threat as well. So they continue to play defense like that, that's the Minnesota team that we expected to be here. I can see how they can win a game. Now, I'm going to come to you here first, Babano. Do you think we see that same hungry and intensity from the T Wolves? And do you think the Mavs play a little bit better tonight?
I definitely think you'll see it from Minnesota, but here's the problem. I think you're going to see it from Dallas, as well tonight in Game 5, because what I like to see after a game like that is some of the time we didn't always see it from Minnesota, and that they didn't feel like they were angry enough or bitter enough or after some of the losses earlier in the series. But I heard it right from the horse's mouth, if you will, Luka Doncic after Game 4 saying, "I didn't bring the energy tonight. That's on me, the way our team played. I didn't have the energy. I take ownership of this. I take full responsibility for the team following my lead and not playing well here tonight in Game 4 with a chance to sweep this series and putting us through now, having to make an unnecessary extra trip back to Minnesota tonight for Game 5." But that's a bet on quote that I hear from a guy like Luka Doncic when he says that. He takes the ownership. He knows he wasn't very good in the game compared to Luka standards. I mean, he wasn't awful, but he was definitely not on top of his game, not his best game, not anywhere close to it. And he knows it. You don't have to tell Luka Doncic when he plays badly or plays underwhelming. He knows it. And I would expect the Mavs to be better, and especially Luka Doncic to be better. I don't know about win this game, but you're going to give me 5 points with Dallas. I'm taking 5 points with Dallas here tonight in Game 5. They've been pretty solid on the road. They're 2-0 already in this series, straight up and against the spread in Minnesota. In the first 2 games. They've had no problem playing well at the Target Center, and they don't even have to win the game. They're getting 5 points, and in a series where 3 of the 4 games so far have been decided by 5 points or less, there's only 1 game that has been a margin of more than 5 points. So the ability to get +5 with Dallas, 4.5 at some other spots. So make sure you shop around, try to find the 5, even at 4.5. I like it. I think that's the play to go with here is Dallas to at least keep this one right down to the wire, if not win it outright. I expect them to be better. And more than anything tonight, I think on the Dallas side, I really like Luka Doncic to go over 30.5 points. I think he has that usual bounce back Luka performance when he has a subpar game the previous time. He's done this over and over again, where when you get average Luka the last game, you're going to get nuclear Luka Doncic possibly tonight here in Game 5. So, and I'd even take it a step further and put a couple of bucks on the alternative point props on Luka. 35 points at +240, 40 points at I think +520. You could go 45 points at almost 10-1, 50 points at 18-1. If you really want to get spicy here with Luka Doncic to have a huge game here in Game 5 tonight. On the flip side, though, I don't think Minnesota's going to play a bad game either. I think I think they feel they've got a little momentum here. I think Anthony Edwards and Luka, someone mentioned the triple-double prop for both of them. I think it's worth a look for both of them, Anthony Edwards and for Luka Doncic. I'm not as sold on Karl Anthony Towns playing as well, though. I think Anthony Edwards will show up. I think you'll get a great showing from him, but that was the first time in a long time Karl Anthony Towns did anything resembling a good performance, and I'm going to have to see it again before I'm ready to believe it or bet on it. So that's what I'm looking at tonight. Dallas +5. Don't have much on the total. Not a strong opinion either way on the total after our first under of the series in Game 4. And then the props I mentioned. I like Luka over points, the Luka ladder over points, and as well a look maybe to the triple-double for both Ant and Luka tonight.
Interesting ways Bobano's looking at this game. There was a couple comments in the chat. Let me just get here really quick. One, piggybacking off what Wham was saying with that quote, said he's seen that from Kyrie too. He's thinking the same. If it's their Super Bowl, they're going to play extra hard. And, does that mean their Super Bowl is over? Are they going to bring that same intensity tonight? That's kind of what Khan's clip is saying here. He says he doesn't think they have that same motivation tonight. So I like those comments. And Ray, what a good one. It came out flat. Played bad, still only lost by 5. So, Dutch, I ask you, do you think you agree with Babano? Your boy's going to go hard tonight, and you think the Mavericks can get it done? You muted.
He's muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
My fault. Good. That's fucking good ass Runces, super Runces. Lovely. Got me choked out over here. Shout out to our guy Gold Jew in the building. G Martinez. I see you, my dude. BJ says hammer the Wolves. Our guy BJ says hammer the Wolves. Shout out to Nets Bets. I see you, my man. Justin in the building. Good to see all the real ones. Yeah, Bobano said it, man. I mean, I really like what Bobano was saying, to be quite honest with you. Shit, I don't even know if I got to give a breakdown. What he said. What he said. But give me the motherfucking 5, goddammit. To the window. Minnesota, man, they might find a way. They find a way. You can give me Dallas in this close of a series, in this close of a matchup. I believe 5 points. You got to take the 5 points. You're getting the best player on the court, in my opinion, and Luka. We could talk, and it's nice. I do expect a better version of Kyrie. And the Mavericks haven't lost back-to-back games all postseason. I don't really think it's gonna start tonight. So I got half a unit on the 5 and half a unit on the money line. I think they probably should win this game. I wouldn't be surprised if the NBA finds a way to get back to Dallas, but I don't believe this will be more than a 2-possession basketball game. So if you get more than 2 possessions, I think you got to go to the window with it. And just, really just expect Dallas to shoot better. I mean, especially, obviously, we want someone in the chat, you touched on it. They didn't play that well and only lost by 5. I mean, PJ Washington missed every guy. I mean, he's 2-9 from the perimeter. He's been consistent all postseason. I mean, he had 10 points, 2-9 from 3. He's not going to cut it. They shot 35%, 14 from 40 from the 3-point line. I mean, nobody could buy a fucking 3-pointer in that game, and they were still in the game all damn game long. And that includes and Cat having big games. I mean, say what you will about Ant, but he had like 28, 29. He filled it up. But definitely Cat's best game of the series. I think this game's gonna be a dogfight. I do think it'll be a dogfight. Give me Luka, give me Kyrie. Hopefully Lively's out there. They miss him. They miss Lively. Shout out to Hardy. He played some big minutes off the bench last week, but they need on Tuesday. But they need Lively off the bench. He went through shoot around. I believe he suits up. It's a big game. Last time Luka was in this building, he put motherfucking Rudy Gobert in the blender, and it was a beautiful thing. And I'm going right back to the window expecting the same goddamn thing. Let's go. Luka and the Mavs. +5. It's good money.
Man, confidence.
Yeah,
You guys right there. Wham Bam, I'm gonna come to you on this one, but I'm not so sure that it's gonna, that the Wolves can't get another one. I think there were some things that they can replicate in that last
like
game.
that bully ball. They play bully ball game for it.
They played good defense, and I'll tell you exactly what they did specifically. Yes, Kyrie and Luka, they had a bad game. PJ Washington, he shot bad, but the defense Minnesota was playing, they were forcing them into bad shots. It's not like they were out there missing open shots.
right.
They were forcing them. They took away the lob threat. They stopped them, like I said, from those middies. They weren't getting anything easy. They're going to have to make tough shots in order to beat them. Can they make tough shots, one night out of the next 3 games? Absolutely. I'm just not sure it's going to be here tonight in Minnesota. Wham Bam, do you think Mavs can do it here in Minnesota?
I'm a little torn. I'm not as confident as our 2 brothers here as far as the Mavericks. I'm not. I think that Luka, he didn't really have a good game either. He just got a lot of fouls, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? His production looked very similar to Kyrie's. It's just that Kyrie wasn't getting to the line as much, and I think that is going to change a little bit for Dallas for sure. I think they will get a little bit more distribution through the foul calling there. I don't think it's going to be all centered around Luka. That being said, I don't want to be on either side here, just because, like Kyrie said, this is going to be their. I think he's coming in here with the mindset of knowing how the NBA is going to run this shit and how he should be running this shit. Once you become a veteran, bro, like, I think you start to know what time you can enforce yourself and where the history can be made. And I think Kyrie is just one of those players. I'm willing to bet on him, bro. Like, I'm just willing to put my money where he's at mentally in this game. And I think he's just going to be there locked in. So that just stays me away from the side, because I think everything Skee's saying is totally right. I think this is an under type game for sure. This is a lockdown. Rudy Gobert maybe even playing good defense here. Like, I think it's going to be an under type game, because what he said is, even if Likely does come back, that lob threat that he's going to bring is maybe got already taken out the game last game, like the way they've been able to play defense. So his effectiveness is not going to be maybe as effective as there. And I think that Timberwolves are barely alive here, bro. Eventually, somebody's going to win this 0-3 shit, man. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to come back from this. And I think the NBA is just they balling at the mouth of trying to get something done here. And man, we already know we got to wait till Thursday for the finals. Why not milk this shit to Saturday? So I'm staying away from the side just based off of that. I'm going to go Kyrie, though. I think Kyrie bounces back. Obviously, he had a terrible game, 6 for 18. I think, yes, it was some tough shots, but we've seen him make tough shots before. And if you're looking around, ain't nobody making tough shots, we're going to keep it to the veteran. And I think he's going to be the guy that they're going to try to lean on here. They got to keep – I'm going to keep saying this, bro. In order for them to win this game, Luka can't be hero ball, bro. You can't do it, man. You got to let Kyrie just get more shots than you. Just let him get more shots than you today, bro. Like, I think that's going to win them the game. If there's any chance that Dallas wins, it's going to be a lot of Kyrie. So I'm going to go over 24.5 points, Kyrie, plus 110. That's my official play.
Good stuff. I will shout this out. I like Kyle Anderson, over 11.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I feel like we talked about him earlier in the series. He's shown how important he is. You know, he's going to be on the court because he does so many good things, whether it's screening, just setting guys up, whatever the case may be. And he averages 14.1. He's cleared this number 3 out of 4 games so far in this series. So I like Kyle Anderson up and over. And I agree that I think it's going to be a more defensive under type game. Anything else from you guys before we want to move over to best bets?
Oh, that's about it. I agree with that prop, though, on Anderson. He stepped up. He was good. Nas Reed props, yeah, I think are worth a look as well, in my opinion, if I'm looking at someone from Minnesota. I'm not trusting Cat. Maybe Cat's found it again, and he's going to have another great game. I'm less trustworthy of him. I think I'm worried it's just a one-off. He heard the noise from everybody. He showed up for one night. He's got to show me he can do it again. I'm not convinced.
And I totally agree. Now you start to run and dive for the ball. Like, you should have been doing this all fucking season, bro. We ain't gonna believe you now because you do this shit one game.
He's getting roasted, skewered. That's why.
Yeah. I ain't seen him drive like that his whole fucking career. Hell nah. Let me see it again. I'm right with you, bro.
All right, let's move it on over. We got best bets, and like we always do, slide it on over to my guy Wham Bam first. Let the people know what's the best way to get paid.
Man, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to people in the chat, Winner Circle, Gold, Raul, man. Shout out to y'all. We appreciate y'all. I'm going to go to Kyrie, man. Since I think this could be our last time seeing y'all till Thursday. So we're going to have Kyrie go out with a bang. Over 24.5 plus 110. Official play for me. We're going to take Kyrie with the plus money. I think he goes all the way to 30 plus points, though. So you may want to ladder it up. I'm just going to take the official play, 24.5 points plus 110.
All right, good stuff from Wham Bam. Go to Babano next. I don't think it's a total, but what's the best way you think to get paid?
Yeah, I mean, I could have went with Luka over 30.5 points, and actually I was thinking of it for best bet, but no, I'll just go with Dallas plus 5. I think if Minnesota wins, it won't be by any sort of margin. It'll be a close game, and I actually do think Dallas does have a solid chance to end the series tonight, and even if they don't, I expect them to come up just short, not get blown out, and I expect another close game. 3 of the 4 games have been decided by 5 points or less. I'm taking Dallas here, plus 5 here in Game 5, best bet.
All right, I like it. My best bet next. I'll go with the total, and I like it to be under. Like I said, I think Timberwolves can replicate that defense that they played and force Dallas into a lot of tough shots tonight. And Dallas, for as bad as I think their defense played, Minnesota only scored 105. So if Dallas ramps it up tonight, I think we stay well under the 210s just disappeared. So 209.5 could be the number as the best bet for the show. I'm going with the under. And last but not least, slide on over to my guy Dutchie. Let the people know what the freshest look of the day is and take us home. Mute it.
My fault, bro. You muted.
God damn it, this motherfucker done today. Fucking shout out to Davy Cal. What the fuck he doing to me? You see what it is, man. It's Maverick Blue. It's motherfucking Maverick Blue. I'm going with my Top Gun. Luka the motherfucking Don. To the window. Get that money, man. My plus 5. We'll take the plus 5. I like the money line, though. I can't lie. But close game, if not, Luka the Don, Kyrie, and the boys handle business in Minnesota. Come on now. It's good money. Check it out. Check it out. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.